Hi, Jamie Salinas here, and welcome to another episode of Art of Magic. In this episode, I'm going to give you some of my tips for when you are working in a cocktail or strolling environment. So stick around and find out what they are. Okay, tip number one, what you want to do is you want to arrive in plenty of time so that you're not in a rush. So I try to shoot for 40 to 45 minutes early to the event, and this way if there's any traffic issues, parking issues, it gives me a little buffer time, and that way I'm not in a rush. My mindset is nice and clear, I'm relaxed, and I'm ready to perform. My attitude is in check, and I'm ready to go. Tip number two, since you're going to be interacting and speaking with a lot of people, I always find it funny that when I encounter someone with, well, let's just call it like it is, bad breath. That's right. You probably have encountered someone with bad breath, and you're thinking, "Wow, don't they realize that they have bad breath?" And obviously they don't. Otherwise, they would do something about it. So if they don't know, then maybe I don't know. So what I do is I always carry with me a little box of mints, and this way I can freshen up before I begin and freshen up throughout the performance. I will be talking to a lot of people, so I want to make sure I'm fresh and ready to go. Now, tip number three is now that you arrived early, you've got your breath mints, you're packed and loaded with all the material on your person. What I like to do is find the person in charge, usually the person that's going to give you the check. That's the person I'm looking for. I get that person, get in contact with them, and then what I'm going to try to do is find some people in the general vicinity of that person and perform my best material. I'm going to try to perform something that I'm going to get people to go ooh, ah, and scream, clap, cheer, and that way the person who hired you, the event planner, they can be more at ease thinking, wow, I got a great performer, and they're not going to be looking over your shoulder. They'll let you relax and enjoy and have a good time with your audience. So that's another great number tip. Next tip for you is as you're working the crowd, you want to walk around and see when there's an opportunity for you to infiltrate a group of people. What's going to happen in a cocktail environment, people are standing around socializing, the cocktails, hands are full, they may be eating some hors d'oeuvres, and I try to find someone who's not in a big conversation. If you walk up to someone in the middle of a big story and interrupt them to perform your magic, they're not going to be very receptive. So you really need to pay attention to the group. Is this a group that I can approach? Can I break into the conversation? So that's a good tip there on when to jump in and start to perform your magic. Now, what I like to do is I like to introduce myself. Hi, my name is Jamie, part of the entertainment, performing some magic. Let's have some fun. And now I begin with my first routine. That's a really great way to break the ice. And then if I find if they're not very receptive, I can do something really quick and move on to the next group. Because unfortunately, not everyone is going to be open and receptive to watching your magic in those type of environments. I know it's hard to believe, but it is true. So we'll know when to move on. Now here's another tip for you. I like to carry some things that I can perform that play big. Also that play to when you're in a situation when there's loud music. Oftentimes they'll have a DJ, they'll have a band, and the music's cranked up, and so you're fighting with that. So you want to make sure you perform magic that's very visual in those situations. You don't want to do a long drawn out routine, something quick and straight to the point. Now to finalize my quick tips for you today on strolling magic, remember that tip early on about finding the host, that person who's going to be in charge, the one who's going to write you the check. Find that person again. Find out where they are. It's at the end of your shift. Find a group that's near that person that has not seen your magic, and again perform the stuff that you're going to get the great reactions, the screams, the yells, the clapping, and I get excited too, and I make that a big point. I usually do this right at the time I'm due to finish. So let's say I'm working a cocktail hour from 6 to 8, and it's 8 o'clock. Instead of just heading out the door, find that person in charge, the one who's going to give you the check, perform for the group nearby, get the oohs and ahs. And so now you approach that person who is your contact, and then what I like to do is say, hey, sorry I went a little long. It's about 15 minutes overtime, but I'm not going to charge you anything extra. I just want to make sure that everyone's having a great time, and that group had not seen some magic. It looks like everybody had a great time, and now I'm ready to get my check, my payment for the balance that's due. So this is a great way to call back that excitement to finish off the evening on a really strong positive note. So these are just a few quick tips for you, and hopefully they'll help you out. So tell me what you think in the comments below. I want to know, what are your tips for a successful performance in a close-up environment? Now, one of the things I said I was not going to do, and that was to read the comments from the previous videos, and then I would actually put it on a separate video. Well, the comments have started to die down, and so that's not going to make a very good second video. So I'd like to read some of those comments for you right now. We only have a couple of them. Jay Braggart writes in. Now, let me explain. He is referring to a comment that another person had written in, that I'm starting to reveal some secrets to the general public. So Jay Braggart writes in, I don't think you're revealing too much at all. If the title of the video doesn't have magic reveal or something along those lines, the average layperson isn't going to sit through the video just to kind of find out how a trick works. He's absolutely right. Lay people are not interested in finding out the details of how things work. And so I really believe that these videos that are targeting more for the performance and the art of magic in general, I don't believe are going to attract those type of people. But do let me know. Am I revealing too much? I want to know from you. In reference to my video about packing small and playing big, Eric Stevens, one of my more consistent commenters, writes in, one of my favorite routines to perform is a combination of two effects: my lazy bones coins across and my hang 'em high hanging coins. They work together in tandem to produce amazing reactions with many funny and visual moments, while simultaneously involving two participants every step of the way. In my lecture, I talk about how their reactions translate to everybody else as they become proxies for the audience, much the way that Nate Leipzig would perform on stage with his card magic. The entire routine requires nothing more than 3/4, $half are also acceptable if you need better visibility, pants with pockets, and a wallet. These two take up no space in your case whatsoever, as they are always on you. And you get a very strong routine that can play for at least 5 minutes if you wanted it to. So Eric, thanks for your contribution. I love the idea of just a few coins in your pocket, a wallet, and spectators involved. You're really ready to go. Well, that's all we have for this week's episode. So make sure you click the like button down below. Also, if you have not subscribed already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And please do leave a comment. I want to hear from you. I want this to be very interactive. And again, thanks for watching.